Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. All right, I got a great topic today. I read over a lot of things on my computer and go through a couple magazines and everything else, and I came across this article. And it's written by a gentleman named Carl Morris, Carl spelled with a K, and it was an excerpt from nationalclubgolfers.com. All right, and it's about a one-page article. It's got a picture of a brain holding up the barbells, like doing weight lifts, bench presses or whatever. And I'm just going to paraphrase a few points here. The unofficial title after is that it's official. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's never too late to learn new skills. All right? Now, how many times have we heard that story? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Every time I've had people come to me and for lessons every now and then, and it's just like, well, I just want you to, just fix something, just make it a little bit better, but I don't want to learn a new swing because I'm too old to learn a new swing. I can't learn a new swing. I'm too old, and everything else. And according to here, it's official. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's never too late to learn new skills. I believe that, and I taught my children for this, DJ and his sister Kim, you are what you eat, you are what you think, and you are who you hang around with. The biggest one in the middle is what you think, all right? So if you think you're too old to learn something, you won't learn it. You think no matter how old you are, you still want to learn, you'll learn, all right? So with all of that said, I have a surgism for that. You're too old, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. The swing surgeon for this is, the only dog you can't teach a new trick to is a dead dog. So as long as you're breathing and alive and you can move, you can learn something new if you think that you can and you want to. All right? You are what you think. All right? So what we need here is a change of attitude. He went on to say at some points, it is very easy to buy into the story that you are too old to change anything and that your game must inevitably begin to decline once you get into your later years. Well, science is now telling us that it isn't true. So he went through a lot of situations here where he talked about it, but in the end, some other kind of things in the end that came up really close was, he says, this is why then the game of golf can be so important as we get older and keep challenging the brain. It doesn't mean that you can suddenly hit the ball 50 yards further, but you can still develop better skills with the game. Better skills in terms of a better swing, a more efficient swing that hits the ball more solid, more straight, more consistently every time. And also your short game and everything else. Sure, you'll never hit the ball as long as you ever did before. Every year, as you get older, every day as you get older, your muscles are not going to be able to respond as fast and be as efficient as they were. Just think about things you did years ago, just 5 years ago. If you were a runner or a jogger or you rode a bike or the building where you worked in, you were on the 4th floor and you jogged up, you zipped up the stairs and zipped back down. You can't zip up and even zip back down as fast as you did today that you did 5 years ago and certainly not 10 or 20 years ago. So if you can't do normal everyday things at the same speed and everything else as you did, how do you expect to play golf that way? But what you can be is keep making your swing more efficient, more effective. Make sure your equipment is more efficient and effective for you, that it fits you perfectly. And with the Peak Performance Golf Swing, the least margin error of swinging there is, you're going to hit the ball more solid straight, and that's going to help you make the better scores. But at the same time, when you've lost the distance and you can't get it back no matter what, where are you going to make up the scores now? Spend more time on the short game, the chipping, the pitching, the bunker shots. I mean, we all know some older folks at our club. Everybody says, "Oh man, look at Joe over there. He just bunts it down the middle, bunts it up near the green, gets it on the green, makes the putt, and gets to the next hole." Everybody loves him. Everybody brags about him. Everybody wishes they could be like him. Well, you can be. All you got to do is work like he does. I guarantee he's spending more time around the chipping green and the pitching green and the sand bunkers, the fairway bunker there, the greenside bunker, and doing enough long game practice that he's down the middle, down the middle, down the middle. And that's what you can do. You can change. He says here, taking lessons is worthwhile no matter what age you are. By aiming to improve your short game, learning to shape the ball, or acquiring a new routine on the greens, you are doing your brain a world of good. You can make new connections and literally rewrite the brain. He's talking about the synapses and everything else that you can do it. The consequences of brain plasticity makes a mockery of the concept of old dogs and new tricks. We need to meet our brains halfway in forming the beliefs that new learning is possible. We can change if we put the brain in a position to be able to embrace new learning and change. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And the only dog you can't teach a new trick to is a dead dog. So let's open our minds. Let's change our attitudes. Get out there and start working on your golf game. You still want to hit it solid and straight, but we really got to become, as I like to call it, short game wizards. So when you get near that green, you can get it up and down and keep shooting those lower scores. Well, that's it for the search for today on Old Dogs Can Learn New Tricks.